right, let's begin the program, folks. Can I have some silence, please? Lower the volume of the chatting, please. Thank you. All right. I know this is an exciting morning. We've had the opportunity to listen to a wonderful presentation, the Tomás Rivera lecture this morning. Daisy was incredible. Is she here? I'm not sure she's here. What an inspiring presentation she gave this morning. So let's applaud that, please. Also, the ETS Outstanding Dissertation Awards were also given this morning. And once again, it just shows the talent of individuals who are producing incredible scholarship, and they should be recognized for their work. So I want to thank those who received the award. Are you here this afternoon? Are you here? Raise your hand if you're here. Anyway, applaud them, please. In addition to all the conference sessions that many of you attended this morning, I just feel like for day two, it's been just so energizing. And here we have an opportunity to once again celebrate individuals who have, once again, produced important scholarship, who have given enormous time to communities, who have promoted and worked very hard for social justice. And so we're here to honor them today as well. I have a lot of reading to do this afternoon because I will present each one and I will read their bios. But before I begin, I have to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I am Sara Santiago Rivera. I have been associated with AAHHE for many, many years. I started out as a committee member for the Outstanding Dissertation Committee. I was one of the members, and I was so empowered by that experience that I decided that I was going to make a commitment to this wonderful association. Fast forward many years later, I am the chair-elect of the association, and I begin my term when? July 1st? So thank you. So there will be good work ahead for all of us during that time. So I just want to, we can move, yes, okay. I just want to say that as I attended some of the sessions this morning, especially the opening session, these sessions, the themes, the conversations, the dialogue, they're very much aligned with the vision, mission, and goals of AAHHE. And I wanted just to put this up for you once again to remind us that we truly believe in this mission. Over the year, I'll talk about this tomorrow actually, but I just want to say that this is what we're all about. I'm not going to read this. I'm sure you've already seen this throughout the program since yesterday, but everything that we're doing at this conference reflects the core values, the mission, and the vision of this wonderful association. AAHHE Awards are given to recognize the incredible accomplishment of nuestra gente, right? I said that a little while ago. They are given to acknowledge the value that we have in their work. AAHHE honors key leaders, scholars, teachers, and artists who have advocated, supported, and championed Latinos in higher education. These awards were created to honor and celebrate individuals who brought their expertise, their energy, their productivity, and their contributions to the world, to us, and to others. I also want to note that it's really an honor and a privilege to me to do this work. I think the conference is wonderful, but I think, recognizing the good work of nuestra gente, as I said earlier, is one of the highlights of any conference. And so I'm very pleased to be here. Before we begin this process, though, I do want to start out with setting the stage for what we're going to do this afternoon. And I want to introduce to all of you two incredibly talented and dedicated individuals. I'd like to provide a context to the naming of two of the AAHHE Awards that we will be giving today. This is important because these two awards, who are named after these two wonderful, extraordinary Latinas. Yes. This is a way to acknowledge their leadership, their stewardship, their courage, and their contributions to their respective academic disciplines. I am honored to be at this table with them today. I am honored that they are here today. So I want to do the following, is I will first start with Dr. Mildred Garcia, and I'm going to read a little bit about her background, right? Because I have to remind all of you that the naming of these awards has significance. Before 2021, right, or 22, we didn't have the awards named after these fabulous individuals here. But we decided that it was time. They're Latinas. This is Women's History Month, for God's sakes. Yes, right? Okay. Let me start out with Dr. Mildred Garcia. Now, she assumed the presidency of the American Association of State Colleges and Universities on January 22nd in 2018. As the AASCU's president, Dr. Garcia is an advocate, or has been an advocate, for public higher education at the national level. She's worked to influence federal policy and regulations on behalf of nearly 400 member colleges and universities, serves as a resource to presidents and chancellors as they address state policy, emerging campus issues, developing collaborative partnerships and initiatives that advance public higher education, directing a strategic agenda that focuses on public college and university leadership for the 21st century, providing professional development opportunities for presidents and chancellors and their spouses. She is the first Latina to lead one of the 6 presidentially based higher education associations in Washington, D.C. I'm not done. I'm going to say just a few more things. Her wonderful bio is posted on our website, and I'm not doing it justice. I just want to highlight a few things about this wonderful individual that we have here with us. You know, she's also held both academic and senior level positions at Arizona State University, Montclair State University. Oh, I need to talk to you about that. I'm in New Jersey. Pennsylvania State University, Teachers College, Columbia University, and the Hostos, La Guardia, and City Colleges of the City University of New York. Dr. Garcia is also a much sought after speaker at national and international conferences and has published extensively in academic journals and has contributed to multiple books related to student success, leadership, diversity, equity, and inclusion. In addition to that, she's received many, many awards, and the list is very long. Once again, I'd like for you to go to that bio, go to our website and read her wonderful bio. But I do want to highlight a few of them. So let me see. In 2000, and let's see, the Washingtonian Most Influential People, she was named in 2021. Dr. Garcia was appointed by President Barack Obama to serve on the President's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for Hispanics. Somebody said, yeah. Let's see, what else? She's done so many wonderful things. I just want her to come up right now, and we need to acknowledge this incredible source. Wow.
Buenas tardes. It is really a pleasure to be, and what an honor this is for me. You know, what I will say is I'm so proud because I'm a first generation college student that comes from the projects of Brooklyn, New York. And I stand here before you, not only serving ASCU, but really giving back to our communities. Every job I've had has been about helping our communities and those that are underserved to do better. And as I look at this room, and we were with AAHHE for a very, very long time, I will tell you that the future is in your hands. It is up to you now to move forward, to take the positions of presidents of colleges and universities in this country, to be the leaders in our classrooms, to excel if you want to be a vice president, but to do the very best. Because today and into the future, I will say to you that we will be the new majority of America. And we must educate our people and those who are underserved to lift this country to finally be equitable for everybody that lives here. Muchísimas gracias. Un honor para estar con ustedes. Gracias.
Okay, well, all right. So I also want to turn our attention to Cinthya Hurtado, Dr. Cinthya Hurtado. Dr. Hurtado is a professor of education in the School of Education and Information Studies and directed the Higher Education Research Institute at UCLA for over a decade. She has written extensively on diverse students' college experiences, the campus racial climate, and higher education equity and inclusion. In addition to many publications in these areas, she is co-editor of 2 books that each won International Latino Book Awards. Hispanic Serving Institutions, Advancing Research and Transformative Practice, and The Magic Key, The Educational Journey of Mexican Americans from K through 12 to college and beyond. She currently serves as special advisor to the chancellor at UCLA on Latinx issues. Among her achievements, she was elected to the National Academy of Education in 2019 and received the 2018 Social Justice and Education Award from the American Educational Research Association. She is past president of the Association for the Study of Higher Education. She directed multi-million-dollar NIH-funded projects to study the long-term effects of undergraduate education and diversification of the scientific workforce. She now engages in collaborative evaluations of STEM interventions programs that focus on STEM intervention programs, including research on culturally aware mentor training for graduate faculty in the biomedical sciences, and how STEM student-centered interventions result in diversity, equity, and inclusion in science. Please welcome to the podium, Dr. Hurtado.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, everyone. This is an incredible honor. As I was telling Lucia, I was like, most of these awards are named after white men. So this is actually a testimony to our progress, our collective progress. And I wanted to say, so many of you who are starting out your careers, I too was a first generation college student. I didn't even know, I knew everyone from my high school would go to a community college. And by chance, I ended up at a college night and realized there were many more choices. Those didn't come out, any of those things didn't come easily, but I think it just reminds me of the work that you're doing today, and the work that I started out doing was really try to highlight and elevate the experiences and voices of Latinx and underserved communities. And when you're doing this work, you don't know, is anyone listening? Is anyone reading? I didn't even think anybody was reading my work, but I knew to get tenure, I had to publish, right? And it was always great to run into lots of students and practitioners who said, keep writing, who said, this work is feeding us. So for me, when I sit in front of the computer and there's a blank screen or something, I think about it and I said, it's always hard, but you just get used to it. You think, okay, who can I talk to? Who needs to hear this message? And so I just want to say that I'm truly honored by this. 12 years ago, I got the faculty award, and it's hard to imagine so much has happened in just 12 years in terms of where we're going, in terms of even UCLA becoming a Hispanic serving institution, we hope within the next 2 years. That's just amazing. And what it means also is that the culture has to change of these institutions. The assumptions have to change. So we still need leaders, we need writers, we need people who are teaching, who are going to help bring about the change. And I think AAHHE has been actually at the forefront of that. And I'm just so grateful to be a member. Thank you.
I'll have to ask you, the two of you, to come up later. Okay. All right. So my pleasure is to start out with introducing the Alfredo de los Santos Junior Distinguished Leadership Award. So this award recognize, but you know what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I forgot something that's so majorly important. I have to acknowledge the committee, the awards committee. What is this? I have to share it with, as we go through each one of these awards. We had over 50 applications this year for these various awards. The committee, and I have to thank the committee for their diligence, their dedication, their hard work in reviewing each and every single application for each one of these awards. Okay. So I want to acknowledge them. Some of them are here today, some of them are not. But anyway, the committee is as follows. Edna Acosta Belen, she's a board member. She's not here, but she's here in spirit. That's for sure. Antonio Duran. Antonio, are you here? Antonio. Yay, Antonio, wherever you are. Roberto Orozco, you're here, yeah? Roberto. And Ariana Aparicio. Ariana, are you here? Applaud them anyway. Hello, there you are. It was a pleasure working with them. I learned a lot about the evaluation, the review process through them. They taught me important lessons about things that I was overlooking in the actual review of these applications. So I thank you for that. So now we can begin, yes? Alfredo de los Santos Junior Distinguished Leadership Award, as I mentioned a little while ago, recognizes an outstanding administrator in the field of higher education who has demonstrated excellence in academic and its related professions. This is sponsored by the Hispanic Outlook in Higher Education. So we have the pleasure of introducing to you the recipient of this award, and that is Dr. Raymund Paredes. He's right here. I'm going to read a little bit of bio about you. He was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. After high school, he attended the University of Texas at Austin, where he received a bachelor's degree in English. Following military service in Vietnam, he attended the University of Southern California, earning a master's degree in American Studies. Finally, he returned to Austin, where he received a doctorate in American Civilization. Yes? From the University of Texas. Paredes then moved to California to take a faculty position in the Department of English at UCLA. Over a career of 30 plus years, Dr. Paredes both taught and moved into university administration, serving as a department chair, then a dean of graduate school, and then ultimately vice chancellor of academic development. Dr. Paredes retired from UCLA in 2001 and took a position as Director of Creativity and Culture at the Rockefeller Foundation in New York City. I love this story. He managed a budget of over $25 million right? 25 million, distributed primarily to arts organizations all over the world. After years at Rockefeller, Paredes was recruited to be a commissioner of higher education and CEO of the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. And this board represents the highest authority of higher education in Texas and oversees state financial aid programs, approves new degree programs at colleges and universities, and otherwise manages Texas higher education. Dr. Paredes has had executive experience in virtually every area of higher education, working at the local, state, and federal levels, working on such issues as strategic planning, academic excellence, curricular development, and campus climate and diversity. You see the theme across all of these great people? In addition to his professional work, Dr. Paredes has served as a trustee of the College Board and the Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Hispanic Business Magazine named Dr. Paredes one of the most 100 influential Latinos in the US, and the American Association of Colleges and Universities honored him as the Hispanic Educator of the Year in 2019. This award goes to a fabulous individual, Dr. Paredes. We're gonna go to you.
Thank you very much. There's nothing wrong with me. I've got a bum knee and I'm gonna have to have it operated on. I can't go up that one step. So anyway, well, I'm honored by this award, but I think I'd like to spend my minute or two talking about the challenges we face. I was Commissioner of Higher Education in Texas for 10 years. And during that period, we increased Latino enrollments, Latino graduations in Texas by very significant numbers. We broke our own goals. And I think we positioned Texas to be among the leading states in the country in terms of Latino achievement. All of those gains have been wiped out by, number one, COVID, but also by a number of other factors. And right now, most of the gains that we with so much difficulty accomplished have been reversed. And we're back at the beginning. We're now seeing Latinos going to college in fewer numbers than they did when we started on this big initiative. We're seeing more and more students drop out before they even come close to finish. We find that Latinos are getting more and we're taking out more and more loans, which has a dramatic impact on their futures. And we have got to start all over again. One of the things I was very pleased about in accepting this award was this organization is doing exactly what it needs to do, trying to build a bridge between universities and community colleges. We are not going to come anywhere close to our goals for ourselves as a community or for us as a significant part of the United States. We are not going to accomplish our goals unless we find ways to dramatically improve the partnership between universities and community colleges. I looked at data recently and the percentages of Latinos going to college straight out of high school have gone way down. We now only about 50%, and in fact, in many parts of the state, I can't turn around, that's the reason. The reason we're so far behind is because we are doing terrible in K through 12. So this is my second point. We're not going to do what we need to do in terms of overall academic achievement unless we build much stronger relationships with K through 12. We did that for a while and we've fallen behind. So once again, congratulations to all of you for coming to this conference. Do the hard work it takes to be a success in this area. And let's turn the tide and get back to the position of leadership that we had begun to develop 10 years ago. Thank you very much.
All right, we will continue this process. Might have to hold this. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. Okay, let's see. We have, oh, yes, Lydia is next here. Is she joining us virtually? I believe so. She is? Okay, good. The next award is the Community College Award. This recognizes an individual who has demonstrated excellence in the advocacy, teaching, or leadership and has provided significant contributions to the community college enterprise. Now, this Community College Award was previously, I think it was previously sponsored by UPS. Our recipient this year, 2023, is Lydia CdeBaca-Cruz. She's committed to closing persistent equity gaps in higher education through decolonial curricular reform and engaging faculty development. She is currently a lecturer in the English department at the University of Texas at Austin, adjunct faculty member at Austin Community College, and a teaching and learning coach and equity consultant for Achieving the Dream. Please, let's give a round hand of applause to Lydia CdeBaca-Cruz.
Thank you so much. Can you all hear me okay?
Go ahead. Want to say a few
Okay.
words, Lydia?
Absolutely. Muchísimas gracias. Buenas tardes a todos. Thank you so much to AAHHE and to Dr. Frederick Aldama for nominating me for this award. Honestly, this award coming from AAHHE, coming from mis colegas, means so much to me. A lot of times I find that institutional recognition rewards us for staying in our lane, not for making waves, for being civil, for maintaining the status quo that has excluded Latina students from higher education opportunities for too long. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I've had to build Mexican American and Latina studies programs, as well as equity-centered professional development programs in community college spaces. In all of these spaces, I've heard too many times Latina students and faculty and staff tell me that sometimes that I've been the first one and sometimes the only Latina educator that they've ever had in higher education and professional learning spaces. Every semester, I work with at least one class of students who tell me they've never seen themselves, never heard our community stories represented in educational spaces. Por eso sí, la lucha sigue. And as long as I continue to hear these stories, seguiré luchando. There are so many people who have paved the way for me, who have been intentional about breaking down barriers and inviting me not to stay in my place. So many who have shown me that only by removing barriers and transgressing borders in higher ed will we be able to fill those historical gaps with our stories, our testimonios, and to paraphrase Gloria Anzaldúa, to build bridges to the next generation as we walk. I started my community college teaching journey at Houston Community College in Texas, and I want to thank all of my colleagues in Houston for inviting me in and empowering me to develop Mexican American and Latino studies programs. Special thanks to Juan Galván, Jesse Esparza, que viven los Tres Mosqueteros, aunque ya no esté ahí. I'm eternally grateful to the Puente Project of California, the folks at Catch the Next, and to all of the Ascender program faculty and staff at South Texas College, Palo Alto College, El Paso Community College, and Austin Community College for modeling excellent teaching and for opening up spaces of belonging and communities of practice. Les agradezco a Dr. Domino Perez, Dr. Richard Armenta, Dr. Luis Ponjuan, y de nuevo a Dr. Frederick Aldama for your mentorship and for opening doors for me to practice decolonial and equitable teaching and learning. Sobre todo, les agradezco a todos los alumnos, all the students who bring such joy and purpose to this work. 11 years ago, when I started teaching in community college, I could never have imagined education as a practice of radical and revolutionary love, but it is. And the students have shown me that that's what this work is. Of course, I wouldn't be where I am without my family, my familia. Muchas gracias a mi mamá, my partner, my 3 sons, mis 3 hijos, who support me every day and keep me going. Muchísimas gracias a todos. Trabajo Kamadi. Thank you so much. Ometeo.
All right, so let's move on. We have our next award is the Early Career Award. This goes to Cinthya Salazar. Dr. Cinthya Salazar, are you here? Okay, wonderful. Let me just read a little bit about her. Dr. Salazar is an assistant professor of higher education administration at Texas A&M University. She received her PhD in higher education, student affairs, and international education policy at the University of Maryland. Dr. Salazar, her research focuses on the mechanisms used by undocumented students to access, persist, and succeed in higher education. And she uses participatory action research and engages undocumented students as co-researchers to generate localized student success models that can promote their college retention. She received the prestigious Ford Foundation Dissertation Fellowship to fund her dissertation research in 2019. And in 2020, the Bobby Wright Dissertation of the Year Award conferred by the Association for the Study of Higher Education. Dr. Salazar, please come up.
Hi, thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias, AAHHE. I'm very honored to be receiving this award, but specifically because my work is about undocumented college students, and I do my research with undocumented college students. So by extending and recognizing my scholarship, my work, you're also recognizing them, validating them, acknowledging their presence and existence on our campuses, in our scholarship, and really helping me disrupt the way we do academia, how we produce knowledge, how we produce research, because their voices, the people impacted, are at the center of the scholarship. And I want to ask 2 of my co-researchers who are here with me today to please stand, Cindy Barahona and Andrea Romero Viruel. I share this award with them too, and other co-researchers who have not been able to make it this year. I've had the great honor of working with 9 co-researchers for the past 5 years. We're members of the community, and together we have collected, analyzed data from 86 undocumented college students for different projects. And it's a great privilege for us to be able to speak with them and engage with them in the work, and also propose actions that will actually help them feel liberated in our spaces. But I do want to also thank my nominator, my colleague at Texas A&M University, Dr. Glenda Musoba. I also want to acknowledge one of my mentors and friends from Texas A&M University, Dr. Luis Ponjuan, who is here. So I thank you, Dr. Ponjuan, for your support. I also, and I have many people to thank, but I'm highlighting some people that are here. I want to thank one of my mentors and friends, my amiga, Doctora Susana Hernandez, who is also here with her family and her beautiful daughter, Nayeli. So hi, Nayeli. I also want to acknowledge that last year I was part of the Faculty Fellows program, and through that program, that I really learned about how to stay centered and grounded in academia. So I want to thank the co-chairs of last year's program when I participated in it, Dr. Marcela Cuellar. I don't know where you are, Marcela. I don't know if you're here. And then Dr. Pepe Aguilar Hernandez. They're here, they're around. So, you know, thanks to them. And lastly, I just want to thank, and I'll close it. Yes, I want to thank my mentor, who's now here, Dr. Michelle Espino at the University of Maryland. Without Dr. Espino, I would not have been able to do the work that I wanted.
she was, you know, it was not something she was familiar with at the beginning, participatory action research. But she said, like, I hear you, I see you, and I know what you need to do. The work, doing a dissertation with undocumented college students as co-researchers is not common. But she allowed me to really put my dreams into action and allow me to build a career that I wanted to build, where I honor my parents, where I honor my family as a former undocumented immigrant. So thank you so much, AAHHE, and thank you for this recognition.
It's hard not to give people voice, right? So I appreciate everyone's patience, but they have important things to say. And it's important that we acknowledge them in this way. But I am going to wear my strong leadership cap right now and say, I'm going to hold everybody to no more than 2 minutes because I want everybody to be acknowledged and we don't want to run out of time. Okay, so 2 minutes tops, and I'm going to keep you to it. I'll take that off now. Okay. All right. Mildred Garcia Foundation Award. And as we mentioned, we're very happy to have this award named after Dr. Garcia. It's given in the spirit of extraordinary leadership, of the Latinx population in higher education. In addition to that, evidencing a pioneering spirit and forging transformational avenues and inclusionary opportunities that support and promote Latinx issues. This year, the award goes to the Campaign for College Opportunity. Yay! And it is, we have the president here, Michelle Siqueiros, right? Is how you pronounce your beautiful name. Michelle Siqueiros was the first in her family to graduate from college. She is passionate about the power of college to change lives and the ability of policymaking to expand opportunity. Since 2008, she has served as the president of the Campaign for College Opportunity and has led historic higher education policy, budget, and legislative reforms in California that make it easier for students to transfer from community college to a four-year university, access college-level courses, and financial aid. I'm going to leave it at that. Come forward, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What an honor, not just to receive this award for the Campaign for College Opportunity, but to receive it from Millie Garcia.
Hey.
You all got to already hear about Millie, but you know, she embodies the trailblazing leadership that allowed every single one of us to do the work that we get to do. So thank you for your leadership. And to be honored alongside Dr. Paredes, who was at UCLA when I first met him, is truly an honor. I just want to say, as a first-generation student, as the daughter of a Mexican immigrant that was undocumented when she arrived in Los Angeles and only had a 6th grade education, but was smart as hell and worked hard as hell, like all of our families do, and did it all for her kids, knowing that she was going to be able to see that fruit. I'm so proud to be in a room full of first who are doing everything that you can to make sure that you are not the last. Thank you, AAHHE, for this award.
The Outstanding Support of Hispanic Issues Award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated outstanding accomplishments and support of AAHHE's mission. This individual need not be an educator, but one who has made significant contributions to higher education as a community leader, civil leader, elected or appointed official. So this year, the award goes to Mariana Martínez. Mariana, are you here? Yes. Woohoo! Come forward. Come forward. Dr. Martínez immigrated to the United States at the age of 8 years old with her mother, Marta, and has lived the majority of her life in Sonoma County. She attended public school in Santa Rosa, California, and through the Upward Bound programs. I know those programs. Those programs are great. She became, oh wait, hold on. I'm so excited. Became competitive to be accepted and graduated from Sonoma State University with a BA in Chicano and Latino Studies in Spanish. Her dream was to become a teacher, but soon realized that there was larger structural issues that needed more attention. She earned a master's degree in education, curriculum, and instruction from the University of the Pacific. She received her doctorate in education policy. Please welcome Dr. Martínez.
I was gonna say something funny, like I like to thank the Academy for the award, but in true honesty, I really would like to thank the association. I've been with AAHHE before. I attended their conferences. I did my circuit as a graduate student. But it is truly an honor because people that I see here, folks that I see here, I work with, I've read their work, I follow their work still. I'm a community college administrator currently. I work with migrant kids. They're not all undocumented, by the way. I have to do that kind of work all of the time and educate. And I love what I do. I have done this. And I remember before the pandemic, there was an incident and my mom said, "Why do you do what you do?" And I looked at her and I said, I don't know why, but I was born to do what I do with student support services, to work with young adults, to work with our community, to get us in the path to get our youth into higher education. That's my calling. It's always been my calling. Even I've taught, I've done so many different positions, but this is the one that I love the most. I get to work with students, their families, the community, to do the work that we need to do, to uplift them, to get them where they're at, but also to assist us in understanding that our stories have value, that we are valuable to the institutions that we're going into, and that we're going to be valuable to wherever we choose to build a career at. And those are very important things to do. But for me, I want to thank the association. I want to thank my nominator, Mariana. She's my FMT colleague, partner in crime, my partner who's here, my baby, my son, which is a main reason why I don't go to AAHHE or any conferences right now, who's actually getting the Student of the Month award as we speak as well back home. So, which is why he's not here. So it's an honor to receive it today, especially for him on Women's History Month, but also it's an honor to receive it because one of the other recipients is an alumni of the community college that I actually am the trustee of, and I worked with her in the past, and she is a pride of our county, and also with Dr. Rosas, who is someone that I work with at University of Illinois with really tough work. And so it's an honor for me. I want to say gracias, muchísimas gracias a ustedes, gracias a nuestras familias for pushing us and getting us to where we're at and to continue the work because this fight is not over. And so you're the ones to follow. And so I'm here to follow you and be of support. Gracias. Thanks.
Okay. Our next recipient is the Doctoral Student Award recipient. And I want to ask Merylou Rodriguez, Dr. Merylou Rodriguez, she's a PhD candidate. Soon. Come up, please. Come up here. The Doctoral Student Award recognized. This is special. No worries. The Doctoral Student Award recognizes individuals who are pursuing doctoral degrees who demonstrate their academic accomplishments and servant leadership at their university. We're very proud of Merylou. She's a first-generation PhD candidate in the higher education program at Rutgers University, my backyard, New Jersey. Born and raised in Elizabeth, New Jersey. You have to get together with me. Merylou proudly hails from Puerto Rican and Dominican parents. Merylou's dissertation employs Boricua-centered methodologies to understand Puerto Rican undergraduate narratives of persistence in higher education. Given the extensive gap in the literature on Puerto Ricanos in higher education, she intends to bridge the existing scholarship from K through 12 to shed light on Puerto Rican college students' unique experiences. I could go on and on and on. You will get to know her. By the way, the bios will be more extensively displayed and announced on our website. But thank you for working so hard. Please accept our token of appreciation, and you have the token.
Oh, I do. Okay. I have to do like the youngins and do this on my phone. I apologize. Really quick, thank you to AAHHE. Thank you for Aurora for nominating me. Thank you to my homies and my community for believing in me when I can't believe in myself. Roberto for being my homie, my friend, and my pseudo advisor. And the reason I even considered applying to AAHHE as a fellow, because this was never a space I imagined I belonged to. As a first generation EOP student, EOF if you're from Jersey, it is my personal goal to always elevate those who are missing in these spaces, not to get a seat at the table, to toss it over and to reimagine a table that we built for us by us. And this is for all the doc students who are nominated to this award and for everyone who ever questioned your place. You belong and you are worthy. Thank you.
Yay. All right, I think I've lost my place here, but please bear with me. Let's see, which one is next? University, okay. Just give me a moment here. We have so many wonderful recipients of awards. Let's see. I'm getting there. Here we go. There we go. Thank you for your patience as we get through this. Seem to have lost my place here. Who's missing? Who's missing? Wow. All right, we'll have to move on here. I am missing some. Yep, I am missing that. Okay, Gina. Yeah. She's not here today, right? Okay. Right. Where is he? All right. Oh, we're back. We're back. Cinthya Hurtado, University Faculty Awards. Apologize for that. Recognized as an individual who has demonstrated excellence in both research and teaching and has provided significant contributions to their respective academic disciplines. Come up. The first one goes to Gilberto Rosas. He's the Conrad Humanities Fellow for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. 2025, right? Right? I think so. The Associate Professor in the Department of Latin and Latino Studies and Anthropology and the Interim Chair of Latino Studies at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. He is also affiliated with the Center for Institute for Genomic Biology and Urban Champaign. He is also affiliated with, well, he has a wonderful, his expertise includes critical border immigration studies, criminology, race, and its intersections, and increasingly racial capitalism and settler colonialism. Please come up and talk a little bit about him. Yes. Is he here? Oh, I thought you were coming. Oh, goodness. Gilberto, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to be not. Come on up. Yes, congratulations.
I too, I'm going to use my phone as the English do. This is my first AAHHE. And right away, I saw people I knew. They kind of like signified to me the importance of these kind of organizations, you know? Like, students from UIUC are here. Bea Maldonado, Mariana, now Dr. Mariana, a former RA of mine from years ago. Emmett Campos from UC Austin, where I got my doctorate many, many years ago. I know I only have 2 minutes, but I'm very honored to receive this award, particularly by named after Cinthya Hurtado. I appreciate the nomination of Crystal Smalls, a critical Black intellectual at UIUC. And my new book looks at the mass murder that occurred in El Paso, Texas in 2019. And this award is in their honor. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. All right, next, we have 2 recipients for that award. The second goes to Gina Ana Garcia. She's an associate professor in the Department of Educational Foundation, Organizations and Policy at the University of Pittsburgh. And on behalf, Dr. Hurtado will say a few words.
This is a great honor to present this award to Gina Ana Garcia. I don't know if you know, but I chaired her dissertation, but anybody who knows Gina knows the woman is full of energy, creativity. She elevates the voices of faculty, staff, and students using scholarship. And one of the things that she's doing with her work is so important. She's raising the bar on her serving, on Hispanic serving institutions for all institutions. This is tremendous, revolutionary, and transforming work. She doesn't describe just what is, but what can be. So we all aspire, and we will be reading all of her books for many years to come, to understand how we actually become. And that process will never end. We'll always be becoming Hispanic serving institutions. And I think that's the best way to think about it, because there's a lot of work ahead, and we're really pleased to have scholars like Gina Garcia leading the way. Thank you.
William Aguilar Cultural Arts Award. This recognizes individuals who have contributed significantly to the understanding of the national Latinx community and or culturally through fine arts, creative, and performing arts. The nominee demonstrates ways that the arts and culture have made a significant impact in the greater community and how they've been instrumental in aiding and inspiring others. Important. This year, the award goes, and I believe she's here virtually. Yes, she's here. Maria de los Angeles. Hello.
Hi.
Mexican-born American artist who addresses ideas of migration, belonging, and identity through her drawing, painting, printmaking, and wearable sculptures. She holds an MFA from Yale School of the Arts, a BFA from Pratt Institute, and an associate degree from Santa Rosa Junior College. Maria was awarded the Blair Dickinson Memorial Prize by Yale University for her artwork and her role within her community. Please welcome virtually Maria de los Angeles.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear me. I want to start by thanking the committee and also to thank Mariana Aparicio for nominating me and for having me here. And I'm sorry I can't join you. I'm actually in my studio in Jersey City right now. I want to especially think about in this moment to thank my family and my siblings that we all embarked in the journey to the US together from Mexico. And we navigated as a mixed status family, our educational path. And I want to especially remember right now that I was an undocumented student at SRJC, and they really provided me the guidance. And at the time, we didn't know if undocumented people could go to college. And I spent quite a bit of time there. And so I want to thank my mentors. I first want to congratulate and thank Mariana, Dr. Mariana, for her nomination today, her award, and also thank Rafael Vasquez and Frank Chong and the whole community at Santa Rosa Junior College. I am so proud to have studied there. And I also want to thank Pratt Institute and the community there that had guided me to New York and like surviving New York. And I want to especially thank now my community as I'm a critic and full-time faculty and assistant director of painting and printmaking at the Yale School of Art. And I'm proud to say that we're the most diverse professional school at Yale University, and we serve many Latino students, and we have a great fostering like Latino artists. And I want to just bring up that artists are so important to this vision of who we're going to become. They are storytellers, and they allow to remind us who we have been, who we are now, and help us paint the picture of who we'll be in the future, our future as a community. And I'm proud to be an educator and an artist and support that visibility that we need in order to achieve a comprehensive immigration reform. So thank you, everyone, for having me here today.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. All right. We have a few more awards to give out. I'm going to switch gears, and now we're going to focus on Book of the Year awards. Okay. Yes, we have Book of the Year awards, also acknowledging the good work of fabulous writers. First, I want to thank the committee. I'm actually here doing this for Julian, who's not here today, correct? Julian is not here, but certainly the chair of the Book Awards Committee. Thank you, Julian, for your hard work. Also want to acknowledge the committee members, Magdalena Martínez, Frank, hello, yes, Frank Fernandez, Susan Pike, Jeremiah Gonzalez, Evelia Hernandez, Cristobal, our good buddy, Cristobal Salinas, Reina Garcia, Ramos, and Vista Torres. If you're here, please stand, raise your hand. Great work, the committee. Yes. Woohoo! Okay, our first award goes to the early career category. And this goes to a wonderful book, right? Apoyo Sacrificial, How Undocumented Latinx Parents Get Their Children to College. And Stephanie Cuevas is here today, correct? She's, oh, come up. Stephanie, yes. She's an assistant professor of education. She teaches in the Integrated Educational Studies program. Dr. Cuevas' interdisciplinary research focuses on Latin family engagement in students' higher education aspirations, and central to her research is the notion that Latinx students do not experience education in isolation, as so compartmentalized, I can't say that word, I've never have. Individual students, it is imperative to consider the significant and central role that families have in shaping Latinx students' educational experience. Please welcome Stephanie. Yes.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I'm gonna get my 2 minutes. I wish like this was like the Academy, so like you could put some Beyonce for me when my 2 minutes are up. So, you know, just a hint for next year. But in all seriously, it is such an honor to receive this award, particularly coming from AAHHE. I'm gonna get emotional because my dad is here and he says, Daddy, hola. And I do believe in bringing our families and our full selves into our academia. Damn, empiezas a llorar. But I want to thank the committee for honoring my book. And my book is essentially talking to undocumented parents and how all the sacrifices that they had to use to navigate to get us, including myself, to where we're at. So I really want to dedicate it not only to my family, but also to all mixed status families, families of virgin students. And like my bio says, like I really do believe that we navigate these spaces in familia. So it is such an honor to get my book and my research recognized by AAHHE, because I wrote this book for our community, for spaces like AAHHE. So again, I want to thank everyone, and we'll see y'all around.
Mid-career category. 2021 Brown Transfigurations, Rethinking Race, Gender, and Sexuality in Chicanx and Latinx Studies. Francisco Galarte is joining us virtually, and there he is. Hello, welcome, Francisco. Can you
Hello,
hear
thank
us?
you so much. Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, great. I'm just going to read a few things about you so people
Yeah.
can kind of get situated. Dr. Galarte is an associate professor of American Studies and Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies and director of the Feminist Research Institute at the University of New Mexico, where he teaches courses in Chicanx, Latinx, and transgender studies. He was born and raised in Brawley, California, located in the Imperial Valley along the US-Mexican border, and identifies strongly as a transfronterizo, meaning that the borderlands inform his creative and scholarly projects. Please welcome Francisco.
Thank you so much. I'm going to try to keep it brief as everyone else is trying to do at the end of this, but I just wanted to say that I express my sincere gratitude to the leadership of AAHHE. A very special shout out to Dr. Janet Castellanos. I'm not sure if you remember me, if you're there, but you were an early role model for me as an undergrad at UC Irvine. So thank you for that lasting impact. And I'd like to thank the selection committee, of course, for selecting my book for this award. It's an honor to be recognized by my fellow Chicanx and Latinx colleagues. I have to thank my editor at UT Press, Terry Webb, and also thank Doctora Garcia Peña and Nicole Widote Hernandez for believing in the project and selecting Brown Transfiguration as the inaugural book in their book series, Latinx, The Future Is Now. Thank you to my colleagues at the University of Arizona when I was there, University of New Mexico. I'm especially thankful to those of you who have read and taught the book. Your students' engagement with the text has made a long impression on me. I'm hopeful that Chicanx and Latinx communities will continue to learn from and support Chicanx and Latinx transgender populations. Of course, thank my family, especially my mother Yolanda and my late father Hector Galarte, who have been supportive of me throughout my multiple journeys and transitions. My only regret is that my dad did not live to see the book out in the world and its welcome reception by my peers, but I know he looks down on me every day with pride. I also want to thank my in-laws, Antonio and Bernardine Hernandez, for being so supportive of my and my wife's commitments to the work we do. Most especially, I'm thankful for their care of our very spoiled dog, Carlos Mark. I would lastly like to thank my brilliant and beautiful pareja, my wife, Dr. Bernardine Hernandez. Without her unyielding support and encouragement, this book would not be possible. I have to say I'm lucky not only to share my life with her, but also learn from her and her scholarship and her transformative community engaged research. Her commitment inspires me to serve and transform her hometown in Albuquerque. Thank you, everyone, and it's a pleasure to receive this award.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you, Fran. Thank you. All right. Okay. Wow, am I tired? All right. Now we have the senior category. We have a senior category. There are two awards. Jessica Lavariega Montfori is here today, correct? With her beautiful family. So please come up. The name of the book, Approving, oh, I love this title, Patriotismo, Latino Military Recruitment Service and Belonging in the U.S. Just to share a few things about her. She is a vice provost at the California State University. Is it the Channel Islands? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Who supports the academic endeavors and development of faculty, students, and staff and our institutions, right? I'm going to leave it there. I'd love for you to just come up and say a few words. Yes. Yes.
I think my co-author is also here online, but I wanted to say just a few things. One is that this book took us 12 years to publish. And my daughters are here. They're hiding now. I was pregnant with my middle daughter and she just turned 12. And they had no idea, why is mommy spending so much time at the computer? Who is she talking to? All these other people seem more important to us than us. And this one wasn't even born when we started that project. And I wanted them to come to this room to see all of you and see what is possible for them as little brown girls in higher ed. This book means so much to us. It is really tied with our experience, and I'll let Adam talk about our students, but for me also, many members of my family have been in the military, both here in the US and my suegro, my cuñado en Mexico también, todavía está sirviendo ahí, and it has become a part of our story. My nephew actually freehand drew the cover of the book, and he's currently serving in the US Navy. And I just wanted to have a conversation about what military recruitment in Latino communities actually looks like. And the reason why this award is so important is because we heard from many, many publishers that nobody cared about this work. We went to many conferences, we shopped it to lots of editors, and they all said, nobody cares about this story. And we finally found a publisher willing to work with us, an editor willing to work with us. And so to have that work validated by this organization is just really special. So thank you to the committee and thank you to AAHHE.
Okay. Finally, but not least, our edited volume. Once again, Mexican-American Civil Rights in Texas. The two authors are Robert Brichetto and Richard Avena, right? Yeah, Richard Avena. Let me just say a few words about Roberto or Robert. He has a PhD in sociology from the University of Texas at Austin and served on the faculty at the University of Texas, El Paso, Our Lady of the Lake, I know that university, and Trinity University from 1970 to I want to say 1982. Later on, he joined William Velasquez at the Southwest Voter Registration Education Project as Director of Research for the 5 Southwestern states. So that's one of the two, okay? And Richard Avena, born in, right, am I good? Okay, well, we'll get to that in a minute, but can we do this? Okay. Richard Avena, born in Salt Lake City and raised in El Paso, began his federal career at the Library of Congress, Legislative Reference Service as a translator, and on occasion wrote speeches for members of Congress. He marched with Martin Luther King Jr. in the 1966 James Meredith March against fear in Mississippi. He was the only Mexican-American on the march, the only. In 1968, he came to San Antonio to help the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights direct the hearings held on civil rights issues facing Mexican Americans in the Southwest. Please welcome these great, wonderful authors who would also say a few words to you. Okay, my guest.
I want to thank the committee.
Yes.
And we want to accept this award on behalf of really the 20 authors. And all but 2 of them are Latinos that span the 50 years of this book covers. The book originated in the mind of Richard Avena, who in 1968 worked for the Commission, U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, became head of the Southwest region. And the Commission decided after a decade of its existence to finally research the problems of Mexican Americans in the Southwestern United States. So they decided to hold 6-day hearing in San Antonio, Texas, to introduce Mexican Americans to Congress and also to the nation. The Coming up on the 50-year anniversary of those hearings, Richard's idea was to use the 1,300 pages of testimony from the hearings as a starting point and reflect on the progress that was made in civil rights since then, and then hold a 50-year later conference. And so in November of 2018, 850 people attended at Our Lady of the Lake University, the same place where the hearings were held in 1968. And for the book that was to follow with no grant money, Richard asked me to recruit experts who might do research on the various policy areas. And to track changes, we decided to limit our research to questions that limit our research to questions that would have to do with the change that occurred since '68, what inequalities remain, and what changes in policy will achieve greater equality. So that's the uniqueness really of this book, and it shows actual measures of race and changes in them over a half century. Most importantly, at the end of each chapter really is a set of policy recommendations for action at the state and the national level. And we hope that these will be used to be carried forward by a new generation of Latino scholars and policymakers and activists, using this to continue the struggle for equality in Texas.
Thank you both. Thank you for your wonderful contribution. This ends, oh, we have one more?
I think Richard has
Oh,
something.
Robert, do you want to say a few, Richard, do you want to say a few things?
Go ahead. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I
Go
just
ahead,
want to
Richard.
say, can you hear me?
Yeah, just speak.
I just want to say how thankful I am to Bob as being my co-editor for this book, and to the association for recognizing it. It's really a story of social change and the lack of change that still exists. But from a personal point of view, I am really proud of all of the Latinos, and everybody else who are writing books now, who are getting PhDs, going to college. And I just want to thank you all for everything you've done and you'll continue to do. Remember, you don't need a computer to write. All you need is a pad of paper and a pencil. Start writing your history and your story. It's very important for all of us. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. This concludes the award ceremony. We got through it 5 minutes later. That's okay.
Great.
At
You
1:30,
did
the Cigarroa lecture will be at the theater. You have 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes to stretch, continue to mingle, and thank you for your patience. Buenas tardes.